I am going to do my best to properly articulate while we continue on with the quests offered in this storyline. Alphino has committed to the cause, already failing. Great, cool. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make a report to the antecedent. That was short. Okay, cool. Bye. I was kind of singing that actually out loud before this, so if you're like, why did Riley all of a sudden start quoting Bye by NSYNC from like the 1990s, I think? That is the best answer you're getting. I do not claim it's a good answer. It's just who I am. So yeah. Hey. I did do with two friends named Chase and Shane. Chase and Shane actually went on to form a band much later on, like as adults. I think it's called Night Argent. Night Ardent. Night Ardent. So NIGHTARDENT, I believe. With two other members who I don't know. But anyway, Chase, Shane, and I in middle school did a combination of Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely by the Backstreet Boys and Bye by NSYNC. And we did it for our middle school. We also did it for the Water Follies in the Tri-Cities, which is kind of like it's a talent show thing attached to the hydroplane races in the Tri-Cities on the Columbia River. We got first in whatever division we happened to be in. Basically like halfway-ish through Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. It was like pretended, and it could be heard on the audio that we had recorded, that like the record, quote unquote, was skipping or the tape was having issues. My job during that portion of time was to like be like, oh no, like what's happening? Like act it out. Like, oh, this is a problem. This is not real. This is what's going on here. Oh my God. Start walking toward the booth where the music was coming from. Be like, oh my God, what can I do to help? What's going on? And then once the intro music to Bye started up, I was to be pretty much walking back on stage, and then we would take our places with our backs to the audience, and then I don't remember which one of the three of us was hey, but we'd like jump around to face the audience and go bye, and do the dance moves from the video and such. Anyway, those two went on to form a band. They also went to a different high school than I did. They went to a high school that I think the word is baccalaureate, but I don't know if that's the right word, but they had some kind of a music program that the high school I went to didn't have. Even though, in all honesty, I had a great choir teacher and everything seemed fine and great. So I don't know. But yeah, they went on to form a band later on, maybe after college, maybe during college. I don't know. Maybe they didn't go to college. I have no idea. We didn't keep in touch. Anyway, for some reason, Bye popped into my head 5-6 minutes ago. And sorry. Will not be the last time that I do such weird things. Anyway, Minfilia has the cutscene to finalize this quest.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned? Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Dramatic. Just kidding, we're cool.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphinaud is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is...
Sorry, that I wasn't paying close attention, and that pause was so long that I thought I needed to click, and I did click, and I'm assuming Alphinaud says something like, then it is settled, we go to the aid of the Ishgardians. I'm so annoyed every time I do that, and it's far more common than it should be. Ul'dah and Hase are having words as they leave, while I believe his name is Riol, the ex-pirate, watches and then leaves a few seconds after they do. He's the one that had misgivings about what was going on with that shipment that he knew was going to be super large, and for whatever reason we didn't recover much. Foul play within the Crystal Braves is the predominant theory? The dominant theory? Whatever. Next quest, Volunteer Dragonslayers. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphinaud. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of your own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Korthus. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slaffborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Duties accepted. Will be carried out forthwith. Okay, bye. Goodbye, ma'am. Ma'am, arrivederci. Aloha. Alright, Tataru is basically right outside that door to the Solar. We are rather close to Korthus, aren't we? We'd best see to our town defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Mercy. I have 101 things to discuss with Slaftborn. She goes running off with her little Tataru legs. I do not mean to make fun of those with small legs, short legs. Only telling it like I see it. Lalafell aren't quote-unquote little people, but they also are. So, actually they're, I would say that, sorry. I was able to mute 75% of that, but I think they are really shorter than what we currently call little people, dwarves. I'm not entirely sure what the correct nomenclature is, depending on what. I'm gonna stop because I don't care. Everybody is what they are, so whatever. I appreciate the warning, says Slaftborn. If war is coming to Korthus, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims in the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I am certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at the siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. We'll speak with Tataru right after that. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Once again, you are playing the role of, hey, go talk to everybody. Accomplished adventurer number 1, leaning against a lamppost. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. She goes walking off. I believe that is a female Rogadin. Riol, I think is his name, the pirate, comes walking up, and a new cutscene starts. You and Riol, walk off to kind of a more secluded area. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Alamigo by the name of Wilred was there with the Fourth that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? You shake your head no. Gods damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, them black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ul'dah. So now, of course, half the Braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company is a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all, that and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Mercy. Kind of gives a half wave, half salute kind of thing and walks off. I like you, real. I do so hope you survive. Whatever is coming. Another adventurous frontier hand. So Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege, those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. Ah, but I have pledged myself to guard Revenant's toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do, what to do. And they walk off. Walk off. I say walk on, I say walk off. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. Austere adventure atop kind of a tall wall pathway kind of thing. Sell me blade to the Ishgardians? Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk, he did. Still, I'd put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. So that might be a successful recruit. The last one might be through this. Yeah, I think it might be on the second level here. Nope. I am wrong, as I often am. I hate my life. I mean, what? We're cool. Yep, here we go. Bottom floor, Angular Adventurer. Of course, it's an Ellison, because angular. Volunteer my services in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. That is, it's rough, my friend. I'm sorry that all your brethren were taken out in such a way. Tataru, in front of the seventh heaven. There you are, Mercy. So, did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4. Not including Slaffborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Volunteer Dragonslayers is complete. An allied perspective is the next quest. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight, and they've requested your presence as usual. Anyway, you best make your way to Ul'dah, or you'll be late. Alphino said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. I will take my normal free teleport to Gridania. And from there, utilize the airship transportation option to Ul'dah for 120. I'm gonna keep on walking till I find my way back home. I don't know how I know that song. I think it is also from my time with my friend in the Boy Scouts. I was an adult at that point in time and working in the kitchen. But, what the heck? Wait. Okay. How? What did I just do? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I made it to the Houston strip, and then from there, I used the crystal to go to the airship because I'm an idiot. Anyway, yeah. So I'm in Ul'dah on that, circular red carpet around. It's kind of like above the gladiators area. It's not really the gladiators arena per se, but I think it's underneath where I am. It's like 2 levels down. Alphino is next to the giant, the big tall double door where that leads into the kind of like the normal meeting room. My apologies for calling you away from your tasks. I had hoped to proceed with these negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent requests for an audience have prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. The alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we? We shall. Hopefully I don't have to talk. We'll see. Alphino seems to be pleading his case.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
I freaking love it when they have voice acting and don't have to talk.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Braves' intervention.
Ul'dah has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but 2 of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords? Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
Alphino is obviously much restraining himself, given how he really feels.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Ul'dah to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Nanamo seems kind of distant, like something else is going on through her mind, but... And that...
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
There's like her brunette retainer that wears glasses is kind of at her side, as if they were like having a little bit of a discussion aside. There is an Elizin dragoon with the spear and white armor, mostly white armor, like black on the sides and black on the arms, that looks like the model looks exactly like Harshaphon. Exactly. But that's neither here nor there. Everyone is leaving. Raban is the last here, and as Nanamo is walking out,
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
he's watching her go, asks her attendant, the brunette with the glasses, if she's feeling well.
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
All right. We are going to talk to Alpha No to continue this. Another cutscene ensues. Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Harshaphon and Sir Emmerich to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, as short-sighted as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Ilberd, what news? In his ear. Then the assault is begun? We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and thin the Dravanian horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Mercy, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defenses at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marcelain, 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 I'm going to say, at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are most needed, are needed most, same thing. May the gods grant us victory. Let us. Let's use our return to Revenant's Toll for free. And then how much is that going to cost if I just do 220? It'll be less in a couple seconds here. So we will fly northeast through Revenant's Toll through the gate. We'll just do 100 gil to Camp Dragonhead. Save us about half a minute, if not slightly more. Although the teleport itself takes like 5 seconds, but whatever. No matter, no worries. Then directly west from Camp Dragonhead to the gate to Ishgard, which is called Foundation. At least that's my interpretation of what the map means. Foundation is the gateway, that double gate with the lots of stone fortifications. And Marcelain is the kind of paladin sword and shield dude out front of the gate. There's a crystal brave like looking inward through the gate toward Ishgard. I don't know. You are the appointed captain of the sellsword contingent. then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harassing positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present, I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of position. And Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the Horde arrives in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Okay. I guess we are going mostly west. Mostly west with a little bit of a northward bend to it, whatever. I could say west northwest, but whatever. What I said is also, I think, adequate, just a longer way to say it. While we are approaching this, like, you know, dark purple and black circle, we have a Crystal Brave kind of on one knee, one hand on the ground, kind of breathing deeply. We have what looks like another, maybe Ishgardian with a shield on his back and a sword in his hip. Same posture. Two others down, an archer and another sword and shield person. And we have a Drake. I do not remember what they're called when they have no forearms. So, like, their forearms are just wings. They just have back legs, and then their forearms are wings. I don't remember what that is. I think those are wyverns, or wyverns, but I don't know for sure. And then 3 smaller, definitely wyverns or pucks, P-U-K-S, behind it. And we'll pop into the circle and see what we can do about taking them all down. Hopefully we can gather them up in an AoE fashion. And we can. Cool. This will be easy. And they're down. Oh, there's 2 more. We got 2 more. I'm going to call them Drakes. They have hind legs, but no forearms. Their forearms are their wings. And they don't put up much of a fight. They are down. Then we fly east, northeast. We also have to go up in elevation quite a few stories. I would say at least 20 stories up, if not more, maybe 30. Because it's a higher elevation that we are asked to go to now. There are, once again, there's 1 down, 3 that are like rough, you know, hand on ground, knee on ground, just like breathing heavily, and they are surrounded by these bigger drakes. No forearms, big wings, back legs, spiky tails. There's 3 of them. See what happens here. I'm gonna approach the middle one, try to get them all in AoE here, just to make my life easier. They all target me on a circular AoE thing. I'm just gonna delay my opening attacks just to get them all gathered up first. They didn't do any damage to me because I was easily able to avoid it. And they are AoE'd down. So 3 down, 2 more pop up. I'm gonna continue my melee rotation. And then take them down 1 and 2. So the knights that were still up are still up. Another bigger dragon, like a full dragon, wings, forelegs, back legs, all of it. Spiky tail. Dude is ready to go here. He's still up after 4 attacks, after 4 spells have been cast. He will be facing my melee stuff here now. 29, 18, and 0.3's down. I don't get to do the red mage melee rotation much. But when I do, it's nice. It does a lot of damage. It's nice. It's the enchanted version of what your normal riposte, Zwerschau, and Redoublement normally do. I think it's more than double what their normal damage is, but I'm not. Oh, wait, hold on. It doesn't tell me what the exact upgrade is, but it's good. It's a good upgrade. Anyway, we are back to the gates of Ishgard, otherwise known as Foundation. Marceline is here. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Dravanian devils. Damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, my lady. We will avenge the deaths of your fellows in the battle to come. An allied perspective is now done. This video is now done. I do not believe I will pick up with more videos tonight, given my intoxication. But we'll see. But probably not. So good night, maybe.